Despite how crazy of a week it was, for my record, it was actually a little more tame. A little bit. It was still negative at 5, 8, and 1, and that puts me at 36, 39, and 3 with a total of 75 points. But it was basically kind of normal. So let's go into week 6 and hope for something good. Only two teams are actually on bye this time around, being the Texans, who are coming off a huge win, and the Vikings, who are also coming off a necessary win against the Browns. And JJ McCarthy should be back soon, so there's another positive. And now let's predict the games. So we kick things off with the Eagles going on a 3 days rest against the Giants. I mean, I did say that refs were going to be MVP, and well, the refs were MVP. Regardless of who won that game, it was going to be obvious. But you're talking about derping. There's already some players not going to make the cut. But considering this is a division rivalry game, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close. But considering this is a derp, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get anything going, but at the same time, they're playing the Eagles. All the Eagles have to do is just play semi-competent enough, and they'll end up winning this game. Welcome back to London, where the Jets continue to be the Jets. Oh wait, I should do a special voice for this. Well, I think everybody guess it's another edition of Low Jets. We managed to see how the Mets do, and we wanted to see it even further. It's gonna be another average season for us. More fumbles everywhere as Little Jets continues to duck the can down the road, not address the real issues that is the front office. Maybe we can actually get something going against the Broncos. Oh wait, the Broncos are a better team than us. Oops. We'll try to keep this close but not make any sense at the end. Who will be the victor between us? By golly, it's gonna be those Madden ratings. Good golly, those Madden ratings are definitely gonna pay off. If only we could trade for somebody on that team that has a reasonable Madden rating. Oh wait, we thundered that opportunity and ended up regretting it later. I wonder how it's gonna go this time around on low Jets. Enjoy the ride as we end up having to completely crap it all down in London. And now we go on over to the surprise Panthers, who are off to a better start than they were last year. However, they're having to play a somewhat competent Cowboys team. Somewhat competent is being generous, though. The Cowboys still don't look like a competitive team at all. Need I mention they're missing CeeDee Lamb? So, what does this mean for them? Well, it's the Panthers. I don't think anybody's expecting them to actually win. Oops. It's not like it's gonna make much of a difference. Perhaps the Cardinals and Colts can be a better game. Well, the Colts have been up and down in their own right, but have been playing pretty solid. Not exactly a contender status, but solid enough. Whereas the Cardinals are such a complete clown show. You're seriously finding the head coach, but you're not enacting any discipline to the idiot that fumbled the football? My golly, what's a clown show indeed? And it'll continue to be a clown show as in a close one, the Colts end up winning as the Cardinals decide to choke in on itself. The Cardinals beat the Cardinals. And we have the Battle of Mids. We got the frauds and for Seahawks, Jaguars, and am I sluttering over my own sort of words? Well, there's gonna be all kinds of it going on the field. Just because something happened doesn't mean they looked great at it. Really, It's just Devin Lloyd who has the best part of the Jags. Just because Trevor Lawrence looked like he had impressive stats, he still doesn't look like the quarterback that's stepping up. Meanwhile, the Seahawks aren't that much better, but at least they're so far proving that Darnold's season wasn't a fluke last year. Somewhat. It's hard to gauge either team, but unfortunately, in this mid-off, somebody has to win. And despite having to travel all the way to the East Coast, I don't think the Seahawks are gonna fumble the bag that badly. And the Jags continue to be the Jags. It's always a matter of time before the Jags has end up beating themselves up. And it's happened before too, with records like this too. Don't think they're gonna remain this great forever. If I could even call them great. I still don't think they're great. The Chargers and Dolphins. We're seriously gonna be predicting the Dolphins to win anything? Omari and Hampton might be out, but that doesn't change the fact that the Chargers have been playing better than the Dolphins. They may not have been able to win games against the NFC East, but surely they can win a game within their own conference, right? Right. And we get the Steelers hosting jet lag over the Browns. I say jet lag over the Browns. You see the key there? It'll be a close and ugly division rivalry game, but the Steelers are coming off a bye. They have been already better adjusted. Browns are going to be suffering jet lag, and that's going to be the ultimate factor. Also, Dylan Gabriel is officially handed the reins, which Shedeur Sanders has to back up. So expect even more inconsistent offense. And here, the Patriots and the Saints, and I don't trust the Saints to get a second win at this point. Patriots clearly look like the better team. Wasting no more time on that. Here's Tank Bowl! Wish I could be doing it separately, but I don't care. It's a Tank Bowl. I'm not gonna do it every time there's one that occurs. They need to be specialty Tank Bowls for me to warrant it. This ain't specialty Tank Bowl. This is Raiders trying to give themselves higher expectations only to fumble the bag yet again. And the Titans, who are trying to justify Brian Callahan being the head coach. Yes, the Titans did finally get their first win of the week. Somebody has to win this match, unfortunately. And as much as I wish I could predict this game to end in a tie, I only have the Raiders winning this one because it's in Vegas. That's the only reason. Nothing more, nothing less. It's very tentative, so this could still flip-flop. Now we get a battle of even more midi-mitts. Just because the Buccaneers are 4-1 does not mean it's because everything. They're managing to go 4-1 in spite of Todd Bowles' incompetence. He continues to get bailed out. Watch it be a surprisingly close game against a 49ers squad who is currently injured to hell and back. And if I don't think he can bail himself out of incompetence forever. The 49ers take this one very ugly. You guys seriously decided to trade for Joe Flacco and his endless arm? Man, Bengals, is Jake Browning really that bad for you right now after 3 straight losses? To where you think he is going to be the answer to putting yourself in a reasonable spot with all of his endless arm punts? Is Zach Taylor really that incompetent of a head coach? You're seriously gonna rely on old-ass Joe Flacco to get anything done? And you're hoping that his one win against the Packers earlier in the season is gonna help against them in Lambeau? This ain't Cincinnati. This ain't Cleveland. This is Green Bay, Wisconsin, where it's probably gonna be cold at some point. It's gonna be filled to the brim with Packers fans that you are willing to throw them out to the wolves against this team on the road? Come on, Bengals. I know that you're a bunch of cheap asses, but dear God, it's like you're trying to throw the season away. You better hope that Jamar Chase can carry this team on offense. And you better hope the defense is actually able to mesh together. And you better hope that the offensive line can actually protect worth a damn. Because it's gonna be a long 60 minutes for you. Have fun. I am just now realizing that I managed to completely skip over an early afternoon game between the Rams and Ravens. This is actually supposed to have been with the 1 o'clock, but I completely missed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it up for it right here. Am I gonna try to slot it in somewhere? Who knows? But regardless of what I do, as you can see, I'm probably not going to be trusting the Ravens too much. Yes, the Rams are going all the way to the East, but they have been more stable, especially with the injury bug. And as you probably saw in that little mistake, I did go ahead and predict Lions versus Chiefs to end in a tie despite it being on Sunday Night Football. Despite the Lions having the better performance and roster overall, because Chiefs tend to get away with a bunch of everything. And the Lions are once again having some better stuff on defense. So why bother? And instead, why not just go ahead and piss off both of the fan bases in the process? Because why not? And it's actually 4 tails versus 3 heads, so they say the Chiefs. Whoop-de-doo. I could have seen that one coming from a mile away. I'm still leaving this prediction as a tie just because why not? And now we actually get 2 Monday night games yet again. And we get Bills versus Falcons. Despite that horrible loss, I don't see how the Falcons don't lose to the Bills. Because, well, it's the Bills. They tend to maul over everyone. Maybe they'll actually make use of their weapons this time. And we get Bears versus Commanders to close things off. And as much as the Bears are looking for revenge, I kind of trust the Commanders more. Especially if Jaden Daniels is now back proper. He'll have a little extra time, which is good for them. And that was a quick last 2, but there you have it for week 6 of the NFL season. Maybe I can actually manage to have a proper season for longer. Yeah, I don't know what kind of material I could have thought of. It all went away the moment the government shut down, partially. Whoop-de-doo. Who'd have thought that trying to enforce something that people are willing to not budge over can lead to so much division. Good job, idiots! You made us disagree so much on how you wanted to go about spinning topics that you managed to piss off enough people to where nobody wants to show up. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, travel safely.